In my first video this year on YouTube, I said this. And over here, you've probably noticed there's a spare space. Reason for that is because this year is going to be the year I get a brand new camera. Well, I am a man of my word. In here is my first ever mirrorless camera. And I can reveal out of all the cameras that I tested, it was none of them. Okay, I'm not one to mess around. Let's unwrap it and see exactly what's inside. It is a Nikon Z7.
What?
Nikon Z7.
He did what?
Nikon Z7.
He did what? Hang on. That
Nikon
looks like
Z7.
He did what?
Nikon Z7.
He did what?
Nikon Z7.
He did what?
Well, I wasn't expecting that type of feedback. Okay, time to do a little bit of explaining. But before I do that, I just need to get this silly thing off the top of my head. No. Seriously. Okay, that's better. Before I begin, I just want to make one thing perfectly clear, and I can't stress this enough. Please, please don't take my purchase as a sign that this camera is any better than any of those that I've tested. In fact, I'd go so far to say as those cameras that I've tested are more up here compared to, say, the Z7. All of those cameras are simply brilliant in their own way, and for those of you who own them, you don't need me sitting here telling you just how amazing they are. In fact, I'd be very happy to own any one of them, to be honest. That being said, why in the world would I buy a mirrorless camera that's over 3 years old and has even been superseded by another model? To start with, it all got a bit too much for me trying to choose one particular camera. As I said, all the cameras I tested were just amazing. So I sat myself down right here and decided to take myself back to the beginning. I was born at a very early age. Whoa, not that far back. I'm talking about going back to the start and what prompted me to start looking for a mirrorless camera in the first place. This is my Nikon D850. I absolutely love this camera. It has served me extremely well over the years, and as I said I would, I've kept it. It's not going anywhere. But there were just two things that kind of annoyed me about it, and that was it got kind of heavy, especially lugging these big f-mount lenses on those longer hikes, and the video autofocus was practically unusable. So in reality, I just needed a camera that could pick up the slack in those departments, but still maintain the same image quality. Then I glanced over to some of the frame prints that I've got hanging on my studio wall. I realized that my first love is landscape photography. And if you even look at my channel, about 75% of my content is about going out on landscape adventures. So why didn't I go for something more like the recent models of the Z6 II and the Z7 II? If I was into portrait or wedding photography, there is not a single doubt in my mind those are the type of models I would have been going for due to their dual processing power, and that gives you better focusing in stills and video. Plus you get the dual card slots for that added peace of mind. But for landscape photography, honestly, you just don't need it. When you look at the comparison specs and features on paper of the Z7 and the Z7 II, you can clearly see the main specs are pretty much exactly the same. Even in the dynamic range tests I've seen, the results are pretty much on par out of both cameras. When I looked over to these prints on my wall, I thought to myself, do I really need dual card slots? No. XQD and CF Express Type B cards are practically bulletproof, and owners of the Z6 and Z7 cameras, I'm sure, will attest to that. Does it look like I need a faster buffer, better eye detect, and 4K 60 or even 8K video? Nope. As I said in another video regarding my new mirrorless camera, the D850 was going to become a backup camera, or it would work in conjunction with it. I can't think of a better pair of cameras to work with each other. Where the D850 lacks in certain things, the Z7 will pick up the slack, and vice versa. I fully intend to use the D850 for more of the bird and wildlife side of things. I remember when I'd sent the other cameras I tested back to the manufacturers. I was sitting outside my studio here having breakfast one morning. I had my D850 sitting alongside of me with the 80 to 400mm lens, when this array of birds and butterflies started to come in and feed off all the flowers and trees. As I was firing off shots, I was thinking how happy I was with the images and the colours I was getting. Just a side note here as well, this Z7 has come with the latest 3.4 firmware update from Nikon, which has brought it very close to some of the focusing abilities of the Z6 II and the Z7 II. So I see that as an extra bonus. On top of all else, I already have a ton of accessories for this camera, including my Nikon f-mount lenses, which will work via the new FTZ2 adapter I've ordered, my Nikon SB700 flashes, a shutter release cable, which I was surprised to learn is actually the same as my Nikon D750s. Even batteries. I have a ton of these Nikon EL15 batteries literally coming out the wire. So, see? Another one. They can all work with the Z7, no worries. And here's the kicker. At the recent Black Friday sales, I managed to secure this brand new Z7 for just 2,819 Australian dollars. That's a whopping $1,880 off the normal retail price. That's with a full Nikon 2-year warranty, and on top of that, I got a Nikon 64GB XQD card thrown in for nothing with the deal. This card normally retails for around 219 Australian dollars. So realistically, I got the Z7 for more like 2,600 Australian dollars. At the same time, the Nikon Z7 II, even on Black Friday special, was retailing at $5,299. So was it a waste of time testing out all those other mirrorless cameras? Absolutely not. It showed me exactly what I did and didn't need moving forward into a mirrorless camera. If I did buy one of those higher spec cameras, I'd equate it to buying a Ferrari and just driving it slow on the driveway on a Saturday like Rain Man. Yeah, I'm an excellent driver. I never would have used those high-end features to their full potential for the type of photography and video I do. It also showed me just how spoilt we are as photographers nowadays when it comes to the choice of cameras available on the market. As I mentioned, I'm going to be using the new release FTZ2 adapter with some of my f-mount lenses on the Z7. But to keep weight down, I'm mainly going to be sticking to 2 Z-mount lenses for hiking and landscape photography. And they will be revealed next year. I've actually ordered them. I'm still waiting for them to arrive. And as soon as I get them, I will share them with you. But all you Nikon fans out there, I think you're going to like what I'm getting. Well, there it is. My journey into mirrorless has begun. Welcome to the family, Z7. Guys, before I go, I just want to give a quick shout out to my fellow YouTubers around the world that helped in the making of this video. I've left links to their channels in the description box below, so please click on by and say hi from me. Well, thank you so much for watching. Never stop creating, and I'll see you next time. Only hopefully with some Z lenses.